Alrighty, hey there guys, Adorcast here, aka JetRow95, coming at you guys with another video. And in this video, guys, I want to touch upon, some things that I do think need to be changed in the next patch update. Now, we don't know when for certain that is going to be. My guess is it's probably going to be this coming week with Gridiron Guardians. But I think the September patch came at the beginning of September, so I don't think we're going to get another update for a couple of weeks. But with that in mind, though, I still do wish to talk about what I do think is the things that need to be changed for the patch. And if you guys have any other changes that I didn't mention in this video, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll have a little thing pop up on the screen for each one that I do think need to be changed. Now, I do have a preference this by saying that these are not in any specific order, but there is, like, the first three that I'm going to mention are absolutely changes that need to be looked at and addressed. But other than that, I would say overall there is no like specific order for like some of these ones. So the first one, I have these written down as 1A, 1B, and 1C. As well, guys, the some of the things on here, other that are either things that I would personally like to see changed, also potentially some things that I've seen the community touch upon that I think need to be looked at potentially. So yeah, with that being said though, guys, let's start off with the first one, which is pass rush / shed. So pass rush and D lineman play overall is pretty bad. I think we can all agree on this. Probably the worst I've seen since I think Madden 22 was genuinely better for pass rushing than it was for, Madden 24 right now. And I think this is probably the biggest thing that everybody wishes to be changed right now, because it is pretty, it is bad. Like, there are times when you have guys with like for example, you have like a high 80s power and finesse move, and they're just not getting to the quarterback. Like, DeMarcus Ware came out for Legend a week ago with edge threat, and our DeMarcus Ware is complete dog shit for his card, because that edge threat just absolutely does nothing. So I think that they should look to try and fix D lineman and pass rush in this year. And also for run game for the sheds for D linemen, specifically on All Pro. I think it's also a pretty big deal in All Madden. All Pro, it is pretty noticeably bad as well. If I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I do notice it really, really badly on All Pro, because I do play a lot of All Pro seasons. I know All Madden plays a lot better and whatnot, and I'll touch on some All Pro fixes here and there once we get to them. But yeah, All Madden does play better, but All Pro is definitely what I play, because when I play the game, I'm trying to just have fun, play the game, and get highlights for YouTube and TikTok and all that shit and content for you guys. So yeah, I do think that they should look to change up the pass rush / shed timers on both All Pro and All Madden. The second thing that is considered 1B for me is accuracies, and more specifically on All Pro, accuracies are absolutely atrocious. It is crazy how bad the accuracies are in this game for All Pro, and I don't understand why. I think if you're standing straight in the pocket and you're not like too far back behind the line of scrimmage, like you're not like 10-15 yards, I would say the pass should be more accurate than not, especially if you got a decently accurate quarterback, but if you're going up like 15 yards back, then again, I can understand why, it's a lot harder for your accuracies to be, noticeably different. But it's just frustrating that it's a drive killer. I've had many times on stream the last ever since I started playing All Pro seasons more consistently, I have had so many times where I'm either just throwing a wide open drag route to Noah Fant on Mutt, or stuff of that nature, or I'm throwing a wide open like corner route, and I get an inaccurate ball, and if I get an incompletion, and that costs me, it basically costs me a down, and it's really frustrating. And it's also cost me games too. I had a game a couple of days ago where I was trying to throw the ball to DK Metcalf wide open on a curl route. For whatever reason, it was inaccurate, and I ended up getting picked. And I was fuming after that. Trust me when I tell you guys, I was fucking pissed when after that happened. So please fix the inaccuracy issues on All Pro. All Madden is a lot better. And I know some people are saying, well, you're running a Seahawks team, why not go grab Warren Moon? Well, there's a reason why I'm not playing with Warren Moon. I've talked about it in previous videos, and I'm not going to talk about it here. So, yeah. And then finally, guys, the third thing on this for the 1A, 1B, 1C. The 1C for me is dropped interceptions. This is a problem that I absolutely think needs to be looked at. I am sick and tired of needing to put on pick artists to make my players catch a pick when someone throws it into coverage. I don't mind it when you get, like, you know, if the angle is there, like not there to catch the interception, I don't mind if it's a knockout. Like, for example, guys running a skinny post or whatnot, and then, you know, the guy, like, say, for example, you guys running a skinny post like this. There we go. And then, like, the outs, like, he's over by this point, and then the ball, you know, the ball's, like, in front of him, and the free safety's behind him, and then you hit the guy in the back. That I don't mind being a knockout, because I'm not going to be able to make a play on the ball. But if he undercuts it before the ball gets there, like if this free safety's right here, and then the ball, he undercuts that post before the ball gets there, and he should be able to catch that pick. He should not be able to drop it if he doesn't have pick artist, in my personal opinion. I think that's ridiculous. And I honestly think that it ruins the game. It ruins the game and makes it unplayable at times because, you know, like, it's frustrating because you play perfect defense and whatnot, and you guys still just does not get, you just can't get the pick. You know, you make the correct adjustments, you're making him make a bad decision, and he doesn't get the interception. And I do think that needs to 100% change. Also, speaking of that, one other thing that I do want to mention for things that do need to be addressed as well is input lag. I completely forgot to write this down originally. But the input lag on this game absolutely needs to be changed. Like, it is crazy how bad the input lag is, and it gives quick snappers an advantage that they, quite frankly, don't need, per se, because, you know, like, they already come out and, you know, just snap the ball within 2 seconds, right, with it before they make any adjustments. And I would say, like, I'm definitely within that quick snapping category, but I would argue I'm only doing that when I know what play call. I do that when I know what exact coverage you're playing consistently, because you haven't changed, and I'm calling the same play, and I'm calling different concepts to beat your coverage, you know, and that's why I do the quick snapping with that. But, you know, for guys that just come out, call a random play, and then quick snap immediately, you know, I would argue that's a tool, you know, the input lag is definitely making them a little bit better than they should. Now, to their credit, they tried to address the input lag in the last patch, but I still think it is an issue that does need to be changed. Personally, I think that does have to be changed, and I don't want to go full to conspiracy theory and say it's because of the fact that they introduced crossplay. I really don't think that's the issue, but I just find it kind of funny that the second that crossplay is introduced, something like this happens. Now, again, who knows? Maybe the correlation doesn't equal causation, but I just find it really, really weird. Anyhow, moving on to the rest of the list that I have on here. The second one, the number 2, like officially the number 2 on this list, and this one is a big thing for me and a lot of other people potentially, is match coverage. Absolutely 100% needs to be changed. You know, match this year is absolutely broken beyond belief. It makes no sense how bad match coverage is, considering that last year match coverage was pretty good, at least in my opinion. I thought match coverage was a reliably good tool to have in your back pocket every now and then. But this year, match coverage is just so easily bombable. Like, you don't even have to think to bomb match coverage this year, because for some reason, like, you know, sometimes a quarter flat won't carry the running back out of the backfield vertically down the sideline, and you give up a big play that way. Or, you know, the safety on the wide side, or whatever it is, his insight, he'll bite down on a flat route from a flood concept instead of taking the corner to the sideline, matching that in a box check, and then all of a sudden now you got a wide open corner route on the sideline instead of that being basically what should be an interception. So yeah, I don't really know the full intricacies of how match coverage works. I do know that it is busted though. I'll link you guys to ZAN Madden, his YouTube channel, as well as his website, to get a whole breakdown how match coverage should play, and also the video on why match coverage is broken and the things that are wrong with it, because he is a big perpetuator and teacher of match coverage. So yeah, I'll definitely link that for you guys at the end of the video. In the link in the description. Next one, linebackers jumping without lurker. This is something I think is the least likely out of all of these I have written down, but this does need to be changed. I'm sick and tired of needing to use lurker in order to make my linebackers jump. In my opinion, they should just be jumping. And the one thing I don't understand is that they made it hard for linebackers to jump. They made it so that way linebackers can jump without lurker, but can't jump without lurker, right? But then they still gave us the option of having safeties at linebacker in our nickel and dime packages. So what does it really accomplish? Because you're giving us the ability to not only make it to where you're making us have to use safety at linebacker to be able to jump, But now you're just completely you're completely ruining an entire position group and making that position group seem valueless because you've taken away the one thing that makes them good, like the one thing that can make them usable. Like it just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense whatsoever. Sorry about that, guys. Had to address that real quick for the gameplay in the background. Next on the list that I have is removing of the catalog. I think the catalog needs to go. It should not be in the game. It's pointless. It's dumb. And it really served no purpose other than to just say, hey, look, we tried something new. Well, it was completely stupid for them. Well, one, it was stupid for them to even try it because, quite frankly, nobody is going to use it. Because the thing I don't understand with the catalog, why are they promoting mutt.gg if they're literally going to put something in the game that does the exact same thing mutt.gg does? It serves literally no purpose. Like, you're basically, as my guy Guy Fox would say, rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. Like, you're literally doing nothing. So, like, what are you doing? And I think that absolutely needs to be changed as well. Remove the catalog, please. Number 5, this one's a thing for me, but I do have preference, a reason why I say this. Is putting your your keys, like your RPO keys that you see, like when you see like the pitch key, the read key, and all that stuff, putting that on the defensive side of the ball. Because a lot of people will argue that RPOs are bugged and glitched and they should be taken out of the game. I think that is complete madness to remove RPOs out of the game because it is a real life football concept that absolutely needs to be in the game. It's the same thing as having, bunch formations and dollar formations. So I would argue RPO should be in the game. However, one thing that I think they should add that could potentially help people understand the issues that are going on with their RPO defense is putting in the pitch key, who the read man is for the RPO. If it's like one of those plays where the quarterback can keep it or pass it or hand it off. The pitch key, the guy that's supposed to be, playing the pass specifically, certain situations. It all just depends on, how you align your players too. And also it should showcase when you move your players around, especially in practice mode specifically, when you move your players around, how that affects the keys on those RPOs specifically. Because I think that's what people really need to see, in my opinion. There's no harm in trying. I would say give that a try, and if it doesn't work, then obviously, try something else. But I think absolutely that should be something we could try. A couple more here, just some small things. First off, wide receiver drops. This is something that I don't really think is that big of an issue, and I would argue is probably not that much of an issue outside of maybe a few things. But I've seen some people talk about drops in this game, which I do like, receiver drops. So I do think that should be probably looked at a little bit. Contains absolutely needs to be better. They need to go back to what they were in Madden 23. I don't understand why they made contains worse, because the contains were really, really good last year and made it to where people could not scramble consistently out of the pocket. And I don't mind scrambling quarterbacks. I truly don't. I don't mind people scrambling and getting plays down the field out of the pocket. But what does bother me is when I do set up a contain to keep a guy in the pocket, and he still is able to escape the pocket going outside of the contain. Like, the contain's coming this way and the quarterback goes this way. I think he should be going this way if the angle gets too wide. So, like, for example, if the container is coming like this, like he gets back here, the quarterback should be able to escape this way through the tackle and guard and make a play that way. That way, it's a little bit, more realistic, whereas you shouldn't be able to break a contain going around it. You should break it through it. Break through it, not around it. So, and then lastly, guys, is some mutt bug fixes. For example, the solo challenge bug right now. When you do a whole bunch of solo challenges and you collect rewards, sometimes you have to, majority of the time, you have to restart the game to be able to get access to your next batch of rewards, and then you got to restart the game after that, and after that until you basically collected them all. Definitely an issue in the game, needs to be looked at, and I hope that they do fix it, because it makes solo grinding a lot more annoying and tedious than it should be. Especially for like ultimate kickoff solos, because those were just a pain in the ass. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Those are my thoughts on what I think needs to be looked at for the next patch for gameplay wise. I might do an AP update one if you guys want to see it. I don't necessarily know how they're going to do AP updates this year. I would say probably just wait and see what they say about what they're going to do with AP updates. Now, they did say that they're going to try and make archetypes matter and whatnot when it comes to AP, so maybe they might do, you know, AP changes and whatnot throughout the year, but as of this moment in time, sorry, I just scratching something. At this current moment in time, I can't really see them changing anything AP-wise, but I'll do a video if you guys want to see it. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. If you guys did like the video, hit the like button below, and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.